We are continuing our coverage today with the very latest on Fiona and the devastation it has caused. It's currently, as Joey said, heading towards the west of Bermuda after slamming the Turks and Caicos with winds up to 125 miles an hour. Now, the storm also forced more than 12,000 people from their homes in the Dominican Republic due to flooding. And in Puerto Rico, more than 1 million people are still without power after Monday's landfall. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, takes us there.
We set out from San Juan to Lajas. That's a town on the southwestern side of Puerto Rico, right near where Hurricane Fiona made landfall. How long have you lived here?
25 years.
In the hills above Lajas, we met Olga Vega, right outside her home. She and her daughter rode out the storm in the bathroom. Part of her tin roof was ripped off, but her problems don't end with the hurricane.
It's very dangerous here. This was because of the tremors.
Oh, because of the earthquake.
Yes.
She reminded us that this area has been dealing with small earthquakes for the last 2 years. How are you doing emotionally?
I am beginning to feel weak. I have nothing. I don't have clean clothes and everything is out of place.
No water, no power, no roof.
No water, no power.
And she is not alone. The vast majority of Puerto Ricans are still without power. Roughly half don't have water. Is there any more flooding in Lajas?
No.
It was the mayor of Lajas, Jason Martinez, who took us around saying people weren't waiting on the government to show up. They were helping each other clean up quickly. Martinez is a former electric lineman who helped to restore power after Hurricane Maria 5 years ago. He made this prediction now.
Maybe 2 months to be ready to get light again.
Oh, you think it'll take 2 months?
2 months, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Right now.
From Lajas, we flew east over the municipality of Jalco and saw part of what one expert called the worst hit to Puerto Rico's agriculture industry in 20 years. Fields of plantains, bananas, dairy products, all underwater and ruined. Then we landed in Salinas, where Puerto Rico's Governor Pedro Pierluisi had just arrived.
My assessment is that there's a substantial majority of the customers will get their power back by the end of the day tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, that is a bold but promising prediction, especially for an island that 5 years ago after Hurricane Maria was without power for months, some people for a year. For the governor to say that, and by the way, when he says tomorrow, he means today, that could be a big deal. If it doesn't happen, you better believe the people will hold him accountable. David Begnaud, CBS News, Puerto Rico.
All right, thanks so much for that report, David. Well, meantime, recovery efforts are also underway in the Turks and Caicos. That's after Hurricane Fiona moved through the region earlier this week. Authorities there on Wednesday night were thankful that no lives were lost on the islands during the hurricane, though there were reports of damage at the Grand Turk Airport you see here, among other locations in the Turks and Caicos. Well, meantime, a number of animals rescued from a flooded shelter in Puerto Rico are now safely in Florida, but still in need of homes. Samantha Sosa reports on how you can help.
A long journey from treacherous conditions after Hurricane Fiona for 30 pets. 20 dogs and 10 cats flown in a cargo plane from Puerto Rico Wednesday. Unloaded at Miami International Airport. Some nervous and scared, but will be well taken care of at the Humane Society of Broward.
I think they were probably feeling a little disoriented. You know, you can see they've kind of come out of their shell.
The animals brought into the shelter around 5 in the morning. They came from an organization called Save a Sato.
Very quickly after the storm, our main group there, Save a Sato, reached out. They had no running water. You know, they were kind of dealing with minor flooding, no electricity.
By taking in these pets, it frees up room for the organization to help other animals displaced by the storm.
It's our understanding that people are already finding animals and bringing them to the facility. So this is just one of many flights that we anticipate.
The animals seeing a vet, getting medication, and resting for the rest of the day.
After the animals get medical checks, some of them will be ready for adoption as early as this weekend.
The pups and kittens looking for loving homes and families who will always protect them, even from a storm.
And if you are interested in rescuing any of these animals you saw there on your screen, just go online to humanebroward.com. Also, that link there right on your screen. Well, switching gears now, Belize opposition leader Shine Barrow is making a call for the country to move away from the British monarchy. This comes as he described the efforts of the monarchy as a nightmare rather than a fairy tale for countries that were colonized by England. He joined the list of parliamentarians in Belize who have spoken out against the monarchical system. The opposition leader told reporters that he has observed many countries calling for the Crown of England to return all of the diamonds and all of the jewelry that they stole from these nations that were colonized. The issue of severing ties with Britain came from the fore following the death of Britain's Queen Elizabeth, who was buried on Monday. Some Caribbean countries are advocating a move towards republicanism. Barrow told reporters, though, that certain ethnic groups in Belize suffer more than others because of colonialism.
People will never get the government that they deserve in Belize because of colonialism. We don't need any king or queen as our sovereign. There is no British Defense Act or pact to guard against Guatemala. If the queen is removed from our dollar, our currency doesn't devalue. It is all I won't even say fairy tale, it is a nightmare that some people just refuse to let end.